Hi, everybody, and welcome to the Griffin Cheerleading Tryout Meeting for the upcoming school year of 2021-2022. It is extremely important that we do have every participant sign in at the following link, that is bit.ly/2021 Griffin Cheer. We will be receiving parent contact information, including name, email address, and phone number, in addition to the student contact information, including their name and their Frisco ISD email address. I believe that is going to be first name dot last name dot the last three numbers of their student ID at k12.friscoisd.org. Please make sure that you do complete the sign-in Google form so we have record of your participation in this meeting and your student is able to participate in tryouts. We're going to review what it's like to be a Griffin cheerleader. So for starters, they will be participating in practices throughout the school year. The specific times and dates will be determined closer to the actual school year. But in general, during football season, we do practice twice a week. During basketball season, we practice once a week. However, additional practices may occur. Practice is from 7 to 7:45 a.m. before school, and then the girls are given 5 minutes to change in the locker room or the restroom before morning tutorials for school. All practices are mandatory. Also, practices do not interfere with girls' athletic after school. During football season, we do cheer at all games that are located in Frisco. Cheerleaders are expected to be present at the campus hosting the game at least 15 minutes prior to the game starting. That is typically 5:15 p.m. as the first games typically start at 5:30. And all cheerleaders must be picked up promptly at the end. Every football game is mandatory, and we will discuss absences further into this meeting. When we get into basketball season, we do attend both boys and girls home games. We only cheer at Griffin Middle School during basketball season. There is an exception every once in a while of a 8th grade basketball game that takes place at Wakeland. But other than that one exception, we only attend games that are at Griffin Middle School. Similarly to football season, cheerleaders are expected to arrive 15 minutes prior to the game beginning and need to be picked up promptly at the end of the game. For expenses, Frisco ISD does provide the uniforms that are returned at the end of the year. That's the uniform and the pullover. And Frisco ISD also covers the summer camp fees. Parents are responsible for a $350 cheer fee that is due April 9th at 4 p.m. Let's talk about conduct. Griffin cheerleaders are representing not only Griffin Middle School, but also Frisco ISD. Our cheerleaders are expected to be courteous, fair, and respectful. Unsportsmanlike conduct is not tolerated. Cheerleaders are held to the highest expectations, and failure to adhere to those expectations may result in consequences as deemed appropriate by the sponsors and/or campus administrators. Technology is a big deal. You know, a lot of our students have technology in their hands. It's really important that everybody understand that the inappropriate use of technology, whether it's on campus or off campus, will result in consequences deemed appropriate by administration and coaches. Eligibility. A cheerleader is required to maintain an average of 70 or above in each of their classes. That's per report card, per grading period. They should be passing all of their classes. A grade below a 70 will result in probation until IPR, where they are passing all of their classes. In addition, for eligibility, the students must adhere to attendance laws, and therefore they cannot be absent for more than 10% of the school's day within the school year. Attendance to events, practice, that would be our practices, football games, basketball games, and any other events that we are hosting. It is important to understand that they are required to be at all events, including summer camp. Without attending, they would receive an unexcused absence, assuming that it is unexcused, that is, to which 3 unexcused absences from a combination of practices, school games, pep rallies, or any other scheduled events will result in immediate removal from the team. In addition, a student must be at school for a minimum of half of the day in order to be eligible for a same-day event. If there is a excused absence, it does need to be approved in writing. So please make sure that you are providing one of the coaches with written notice. Examples of excused absences would be illness with documentation, a death in the family, religious holidays, and so on, especially UIL events, specifically referring to Griffin Middle School UIL events. Unexcused absences would be work, vacation, appointments, or non-UIL events. Continuing on with that, it's important that our cheerleaders understand that leaving early from an event is considered an absence. You are making a commitment to Griffin Cheer, and the expectation is that you are participating with Griffin Cheer for the entirety of the event. If you have a first absence, it will result in a benched performance. Your second absence would be an additional bench performance. If you have a third absence, that's when you would be dismissed from the squad. And again, leaving early is considered an absence. A physical must be completed for each student who does end up making either 7th grade or 8th grade cheer. That physical does have to be valid for an entire school year, and so we ask that those physicals are dated between May 7th and May 21st so that they are eligible all the way through that time period of the following school year. Our summer camp is going to be here at Griffin Middle School. The dates will be Monday, July 19th through Wednesday, July 21st. But we do have a little strange occurrence with our hours. You'll notice that on Monday, our first day of camp, camp will be from 12 to 6:30 p.m. But then on Tuesday and Wednesday, camp will be from 9 to 4. Again, attendance requirements do apply to summer camp, and every cheerleader is expected to be present for the entirety of camp Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Camp is mandatory, and again, those absences do apply. They'll be learning valuable cheer and dance skills in addition to proper stunting techniques to help keep them safe. Also, cheerleaders will be provided activities and opportunities for team bonding. Let's discuss tryouts. Keep in mind that 24 girls will make the squad, 12 of which will be 7th grade, 12 will be 8th grade. The tryout material will be posted on our Griffin Middle School Cheer website on March 15th at 4:15 p.m. Optional open gym will be available Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday from 4 to 5:30 leading up to tryouts. The cheerleaders who are trying out for cheer are highly encouraged but not required to attend open gym. It does give them an opportunity to run through each of the tryout aspects, the cheer, the chant, the dance, with fellow students. That way they're able to, receive feedback, make adjustments, and make sure that they're comfortable with the material prior to tryouts on Saturday, March 20th. For selection, we hire NCAA judges who are in no way affiliated with Briscoe ISD. There are no carryover cheerleaders, so every cheerleader is trying out. At the time of tryouts, a student must be in 6th or 7th grade and has to be a resident of Griffin Middle School prior to the application deadline. The material for tryouts will include a spirited entrance with tumbling, 3 jumps, a chant, a cheer, and a dance. The tryout order will be assigned during a random drawing. Cheerleaders will be notified of order on Thursday, March 18th by email. So whenever you completed the sign-in, we received, in addition to the student name, a student email. We will be sending their tryout numbers to the student email addresses on Thursday, March 18th. The score sheet is available on our Griffin Cheer website. I can go ahead and share I'll share a link to the Griffin Cheer website in addition to uploading the score sheet, the code of conduct, and any other forms that are required for the application. For attire on tryout day or open gym, the students are expected to be in a plain white shirt and plain dark or black shorts. There should not be any writing, no logos, and we shouldn't have any inside out clothing. Oftentimes we just have plain white shirts, and then students wear similar to the Nike shorts, and then you can just put electric tape over the logo, primarily specifically for tryout day. We're not so picky about logos during open gym, but on tryout day, there should be no logos. It needs to be solid black or solid dark shorts with a solid plain white t-shirt. We do not need any hair accessories. They are expected to be in tennis shoes. Doesn't necessarily have to be cheer shoes. Please do not go buy cheer shoes if you don't already own them, but just socks and tennis shoes is appropriate. And then make sure that the plain white shirt and the dark shorts are school appropriate. We need everything covered that should be covered. Those that do make 7th or 8th grade cheer, we will have a mandatory parent meeting, virtually most likely, on March 23rd at 5 p.m. It is expected that every single parent is in attendance for that post-tryout meeting, where we'll be going over more specific information regarding Griffin Cheer. Selection process. If a parent wishes to view their students' individual tryout documents, they need to reach out to Ms. McDonald or another administrator to request to view the documents. You may only view your own students' documents, and it must be within 5 days of the tryout. If a cheerleader does move prior to summer camp, they will be replaced with the candidate with the next highest eligible score. A lot of this information was covered previously, but it also applies to trying out. In addition to meeting these eligibility requirements to be a cheerleader, you have to have already met these eligibility requirements in order to try out. So you have to make sure that you have not been ineligible for more than 2 grading periods, and you cannot have been in more than 3 days of ISS or a single day of OSS, and they also could not have attended alternative school in order to be able to try out. Attendance requirements, they cannot have been absent for more than 10% of the school days within the school year. So with our application, students will have to upload a copy of their report card showing every grading period and their attendance. That way we're able to verify that they are eligible. A 7th grade cheerleader who quits the squad during their term is prohibited from taking part in cheerleader activities, including tryouts, for a full year. But however, the principal may determine exceptions to this guideline on an individual basis. Our application will be all digital this year. We will be sending out that application by Wednesday, February 10th. It will be due by Friday, February 26th by 4:15 p.m. We will be emailing those applications to the student email addresses. I will probably be sending them to the parent email addresses as well, just to make sure everybody gets it. Within the application, you will be doing a cheerleading acknowledgement, inherent risk acknowledgement, and then there will be some file uploads that you will have to give for us. So there will be a medical release form that needs to be printed, filled out, and then scanned as a PDF and uploaded, in addition to the concussion paperwork, and then of course their attendance and grades. Those 3 final things will have to be uploaded as a PDF in order to submit the application. At this time, we did take some questions. If you have any further questions, please reach out to Coach Goff or I by email. and we will be sure to get back to you to address any questions that you might have. Thank you.